My poetry. Hello, I'm Michael Leeworthy. Over many decades, words and thoughts would come into my head uninvited and not leave until I had written them down. They would arrive at the most awkward times. I learned, however, that if I did not jot down the words or thoughts, they might disappear forever. The seduction of nature. Love me, said the forest, with all of my hues, shades and tones. Look no more, for you have found a mate. Love me tenderly, said the forest, and I'll love you right back. I'll even forgive you for your past indiscretions. Love me, said the forest, for I would nurture, feed and house you, and most of all, I'll always be beautiful for you. Just don't wait too long. Love me, said the sky, love my indigo, cerulean and cobalt. Love me and I'll give you space. Love me, said the sky, and I would give you the sun, the moon and the stars. Love me, said the sky, and I'll teach you to fly as you have never flown before. Love me, said the sky, and you'll learn to breathe so that you can last the distance. Love me, said the water, love my aquamarine, my turquoise and all the greens, and I'll boost your performance. Your cup will runneth over. Love me, said the water, and I'll clean and flush your body, for I am fresh and pure. Love me, said the water, and I'll quench your thirst. I will watch you grow and even float your boat. Just keep me clean. To like or not to like? Is this the question? The artist ponders his latest piece. Surely it will get a like by sister, bestie, son and niece. Does it need more work? Or has he done well? Perhaps just another stroke, and then it will sell. It's not that dark in here. Her mind she calls the cupboard, her place to seek and hide. A hidey hole to get restored is not so black once inside. She jots and scrawls, documenting life's pain, with anything she recalls from present and distant time. Fumbling around her mind's backyard, finding her way out of the dark. Being in the cupboard is not so hard once she has found the spark. Eventually she finds the rhythm to rhyme, trying to make it last, for the writing rights the wrong as she conjures the now from the past. Dance like no one is watching. She does not need to practice her moves, for she is on her own. There is no one to disapprove, no one to monitor her every move, and there is no choreography nor plan. They are her moves. She owns them. That's my shadow on the wall, she says, the only audience she needs. Yes, it's best to dance alone. Once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon he'd come in laughing, all hugs and smelly of the drink, throwing lollies to the confused sibs. They knew how to duck and weave, and learned how to become invisible. They would lay in bed chewing and savouring the flavours, hearing the grunts and pants below. The younger sib said, "It's nice when he comes home like that sometimes." No other replied. The grunts changed to a snore. Art, life and the drafty garret. You know, I've always wanted to be an artist, wear corduroys, a beret and all that, drink coffee at cafes like the Green Door and the Black Cat. I could openly admire the human form, the curve, the line, the fit. Yes, I could praise and flatter, and get away with it. He's gifted, you know, I can hear them chant, and he did it all without a grant. I could be the proverbial social parrot, once away from the draughty garret. Yes, life could be one constant party, simply because I'm arty. The big picture. At last the big picture is getting clearer. The bridges of my mind have been crossed. The barricades fall with a breath, and now the slab does not look so cold, for death is no longer the enemy. I embrace it. No more procrastination, forget the destination, and on with the journey. Now is not the time to reflect, now is the time to live. Repeat twice daily until you believe it. The fat cat's grin. Pay packets strew the gaudy carpet like confetti. Lemons, kings and crowns spin before their mesmerized eyes. The fat cat's grin. What sad, sad, silly fools that pollute their own beds and poison their children. The cats get fatter. Where is the new Christ to throw the money-lenders from the temple? Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Some do. And the cats gorge their prey. The girl in the picture and the fake red dot. Perhaps I would not have picked up the brush if I knew of the chore to have to explain the girl in the picture was more than a lush, and it's all just a metaphor. Perhaps the painting should never have been painted, or at least kept to myself. Then her image would not have been tainted by those left on the shelf. Barring like sheep in a flock, they came to praise, they came to mock. Some left more liberated, others in shock. I don't mind the critic, I can take the good with the bad, but the narrow-minded morons just make me feel sad. Art is to lure us, not to elude us, yet the cheapest shot was from a Judas with the fake red dot. I know I sound bitter and twisted, but I still get a chill of that night at the gallery on the hill. The hairy violinist. This one has a special air. He looks familiar. I've seen him somewhere. His movements have an animated sway. Dresses in tails, but the frayed cuffs give him away. Quite at home, pouring his soul into the gutter, this part genius, this part nutter. The hairy violinist on his wooden box, this musical dichotomy, this paradox. The air fills with Verdi, Ravel, clanging and toots. Even on this chilly morning, his notes penetrate the suits. For they stop and stare, throwing coins into his case. Why is he not in the hall, this maestro with his pavement bass? But he continues to play without a care. He does look familiar. I've seen him somewhere. Tuesday. Peace. Calm. It must be Tuesday. My head unfolds into yoga mode. Limbs twist and contort in weird positions. Momentary calm. Then they come. Thoughts and objects hurl through my brain like the stuff in a hurricane. Let them go, let them go. Eyebrow centre, candle flame. More objects, more thoughts. Rust in the car, finish the painting, kids, plant shrubs. The head empties. Eyebrow centre, candle flame. Another thought stumbles past. Tonight's meal, don't drink too much. Declutter life. Eyebrow centre, Candle flame, eyebrow centre, declutter, peace, calm. Ah, Tuesday. The severing of the cord. I've been thinking again, won't it ever cease? I'll be on the slab before I find peace. I'm wondering about the severing of the cord, if it was all just an illusion, a sleight of hand by the Lord, just to add to the confusion. It hasn't been through the lack of trying, but I just get into strife. I'll have to be dead or dying before I get a life. The Lego block dreams. I search deep into the black hole with scrutiny. What reasons for this mutiny? My things been torn apart at the seams. For there goes the car, the babes, and the Lego block dreams. Kill all the animals in the zoo. Why is it so hard to find the solution? We defecate in our own backyard, adding to the pollution. God made it perfect with his own hand, yet we now ruin the air, the sea, and the land. Where do you draw the line against the kill? When you say save the whale, well, what about the krill? To you, what brings on the emotion? Aren't they all the same, those things in the ocean? All creatures, great and small. In God's eyes, they're all tame, the short and the tall. We now eat crocodiles, emus, and kangaroo. Why not just get on with it and kill all the animals in the zoo? That is the last fish you'll get out of me. I refuse to pander to their vanities any more, not a fish nor a lemon, a mountain or a shore. I can't prostitute my brain or brush any longer. As I whip the body, the urge gets stronger. Forget everything, risk the fate, and finally then, and only then, can I truly create. My son. How do I look, Dad? I look up from the paper. Oh my God, he's wearing a frock again. What do I tell him? He should have grown out of it by now. After all, he is 20. Where's that Morris Balsam book on child rearing? Probably at his mother's. Yeah, it's all her fault, pampering him too much. And those bloody ballet lessons. Having 2 older sisters didn't help. Perhaps I should have had him first. Was he like this before we split up? I mean, I am a good role model. I've got to be. I'm his father after all. Should I have kicked the footy with him more often? I hate footy. I look up again. He does look gorgeous. Son, I think the little red off-the-shoulder number would look far better in those heels. The 10-minute break. The double shift is a killer, but Fred won't die. His feet have a different opinion. Fred will continue to smile and endure the demands, serve the last of the mains, explain the dessert specials, and deliver the coffee and petit fours. With the long train commute, the double shift is a must. It can be no other way. The 10-minute break is done in silence. No one dares speak. The burning cigarette paper is the only sound. The double shift is a killer. Angel's breath. O love of angel's breath, you have come to me again in the middle of this terrible night, just when I thought I would never need you again. O love, nibble on my lobes, lap my nape, tongue my toes. I feel the blood rush, my knees go weak, but wasted again. Love, oh love of angel's breath, this time you are nearly real. When will you be real? When will you be real? Aphrodite, the tender trap. I call on you, Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty. Come, tend my needs, fulfill your duty. You were born on the white sea foam, you rode the waves on a shell. Can't you see how I'm all alone? Deliver me from this hell. I, like you, have had many loves, I know I've tried, yet you seem to rekindle the spark when mine has died. But you loved again and again, you spread your wings. Show me how, Aphrodite, teach me things. You could cool my heat and blow me gently to shore. You could release me from these wants and not need love any more. But it's all too late. I'm destined to this fate. So Aphrodite, ravish me with your gorgeous white flesh. Engulf me, entangle me in your mesh. Come straddle me, cover my face, and let me drink from your special place. That crack where Adonis and Ares fell. Intoxicated by your juices, I too will drown in that well. War, heaven, hell, and a cup of tea. War, 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 you whore, you freaking whore, you rape and maim, you mutilate, and then some more. God turns his back for a while, and you devour every living thing, the flower, the air, the breath, the breath. What hell for these walking dead? Surely there must be another hell for those warmongering, profiteering, bob-making sons of bitches. Do they have mothers? Do they conceive, or are they the devil incarnate? God remembers again, and everything is all right for a while, until the next cycle. There must be something. Heaven? Those poor, poor suffering bastards. It's all a bit much, really, so I turn the television off and make a cup of tea. The Lone Sailor. Just when I think I've reached port, the wind fills my sails. Together with the current and tide, they pull at my vessel in opposing directions. I wade through this cerebral cornucopia of contradictions. They come in floods, inundating my brain. Do I pull down the sails and go with the current, or tack off into safe water and never ever know? Beyond the village and under the sea. I know a better place for me, it's beyond the village and under the sea, to get rid of all that stuff in my head, all that stuff I really dread. Rid the Catholic guilt and other accumulated silt. I shall go with dreams and scoff what sanity deems. So bury me deep and bury me free, beyond the village and under the sea. The answer to all my wishes, to swim alone with the fishes. Alone in her room and the man in the moon. Snip, snap, you can't have it back. Snip, snap, you gave it all away and you can't have it back. Now you're alone in your room with the man in the moon. The cat nervously eyes the nearly empty bottle. Conditioned to the ritual about to occur and knowing full well the warmth of his mistress's doona will soon be over. In due course, the profanities begin. She targets objects in the room, anything from the eclectic decoupage of memories, blue tacked or pinned to the wall, furniture, paintings, anything, anything to vex her venom on. She staggers to the end of the bed, knocking some of the accumulated debris to the floor. She takes a swipe with her forearm at the mirror. Some filth clears, enough to see just part of her image. She stares a while at the battered woman in the glass, then to the girl in the photo on the wall, then back again. The cat's head moves back and forth with hers. Her arms move up and down as if to fly. Her head weaves from side to side. Her sobs come in great gulps. She resembles something like the dying swan, only way more pathetic. Then the voices begin. Snip, snap. Shut up, she screams. Snip, snap, you can't have it back. Stop it, she spits. She holds both her hands to her ears, but the voices continue. Snip, snap, you can't have it back. Snip, snap, you gave it all away and you can't have it back. Now you are alone in your room with the man in the moon. She senses the cat is laughing at her. She hurls the now empty bottle. Marmaduke, whose eyes have not left her, does not have to leave the chair. Her shot is wide, and the window breaks. He decides to seek refuge under the bed anyway, happy in the clutter. The clouds clear, and the room, now moonlit, takes on a very surreal mood, each object highlighted by the moon glow. She lies back in her bed and pulls the doona high up around her neck. The voices have now stopped. She turns to her man in the moon. She murmurs, "I will get it back. I will get it back."